You pick up a call. The number looks familiar enough that your thumb doesn't hesitate. The voice lands exactly where your memory expects it to land. It uses your private cadence, including that tiny pause you always add before the word urgent. For 3 seconds, the world seems normal. Then, something in your gut resists. The voice is too smooth. The timing is too perfect. The request is too fast. One small thing. Right now, can you just? 10 minutes later, calls like this become wire transfers you didn't mean to approve, password resets you didn't need, or shared folders labeled finance only, opened for the wrong pair of eyes. Today, we're not going to play a guessing game of real or fake. Instead, we'll build a reflex that stops the fake before it reaches your money, your data, or your people. You'll learn what to hear, what to watch, how to run a 30 to 60 second liveness check, and how one extra communication channel collapses 9 out of 10 social engineering attempts. Simple steps, repeatable, reliable under pressure. Let's ground the terms we'll use in plain language exactly when we need them. When I say deepfake, I mean a synthetic video, a machine-generated face and voice that makes someone appear to say or do things they never did. Think of a mask that moves and talks. When I say voice clone, I mean synthetic audio that imitates a specific person's timbre, pace, and verbal quirks. Imagine a parrot that learned not just your words, but your breathing and your humor. When I say lore, I mean any message, call, or short clip designed to push speed and emotion over judgment. Lines like, your account locks in 5 minutes. We lose the shipment unless you update banking now. Or we need your quote before broadcast. And when I say second factor, I'm not only talking about 2 FA codes. I mean a second pre-agreed confirmation path in a different channel. Call it your safety lane. If a request arrives by phone, you confirm it in your work chat or by calling back a known saved number. If the request arrives in chat, you confirm by a quick call to the number printed on the contract or the company's contact page. 1 channel is a story. 2 channels are a fact. Here's the core habit, and it's calm by design. Any request that moves money, opens access, or extracts files must be confirmed in your second channel. No drama, no debate, no detective work. If someone says, it's urgent, you keep your voice steady and say, perfect, let's confirm in our second channel and I'll move forward. Then you end the call and switch lanes. Real colleagues cooperate because they know the rule and care about the outcome. Fakes tend to evaporate in the pause. To impersonate you, they would need to fake your voice and your internal chat at the same time, complete with the short confirmation code you rotate. That's expensive, noisy, and hard. Most attackers aim for easy wins. You remove easy. Before we build the rapid checks, let's sharpen your ear. Human speech is messy in a good way. It contains little stalls, fillers, breaths that arrive at the wrong time, and interruptions where 2 people overlap, what audio engineers call crosstalk. Chairs squeak, clothes rustle, rooms breathe with a gentle noise floor. Synthetic speech loves order. Pauses fall on perfect beats. Vowels finish with a smooth, glassy tail. Crosstalk almost never happens. The voice waits politely, as if a machine is afraid to collide with you. If you interrupt a real person mid-sentence and ask, 1 sec, what amount? You'll usually get a natural barging in answer like, 245, check your email. A clone often waits half a beat and then delivers a 2 clean response. 1 oddity is curiosity. 2 or 3 in a row are your cue to pause, switch channels, and slow the action. Now train your eye. On a video call, a deepfake struggles with randomness. Real people forget the camera exists. They scratch an eyebrow. They nudge their glasses slightly crooked. They glance off screen to check a calendar. A synthetic face, especially a live face swap, which is a real-time overlay of a target face onto a performer, dislikes occlusions. Occlusion simply means something covers part of the face. A hand, a mug, the frame edge. That's where many fakes smear, lag, or slide. If you ask for quick, mundane motions, turn your head right, then left, the jawline and eyeglass shadows may lag a fraction. If you ask, cover your left eye, now your right, show okay, now 3 fingers, A real person completes it without thinking. A live swap often jitters at the edges or loses alignment for a blink. If someone claims to be press and wants a right now video quote, ask them to hold their physical badge close to the camera for 2 seconds. Professionals have it within reach. Fakers suddenly put it away, lost power, or drop connection. Don't argue. Move to your confirmation channel and give yourself a 1-minute hold. That minute is oxygen for you and suffocation for them. Let's build the under a minute liveness routine you can run under stress. First, the whisper test. Ask the caller to repeat a short sentence and then whisper it. Choose something with hiss and pops. Pack 5 crisp packets for Paul, because whispering changes the breath physics, and many voice clones stumble exactly there. Liveness, by the way, means real-time proof that a human body is producing the signal now, not playing a recording. Second, the gesture sequence on video. Left eye, right eye, okay sign, 3 fingers. You are not humiliating anyone. You are raising the cost of fakery. Third, drop a context pin. A context pin is a tiny, private detail from the last 48 hours that never made it into public posts. Yesterday's slide color, the cafe where you met, the time you hopped on with the contractor. A clone can mirror your public past. A colleague shares your private present. If you feel the tempo pushing you faster, don't process feelings on the call. Use your anchor line. I'll do it after we confirm in our second channel. I'll reply in a minute. Then you actually do it. Close the call, confirm out of band, decide with a cool head. Because we're building reflexes, let's also reduce the raw material attackers use to forge you. Voice clones train best on clean, studio-like recordings. Long stretches of speech with no overlapping sounds. A simple way to starve the model, meaning to lower the quality of data available to train a convincing clone, is to add a faint music bed under a webinar monologue. Humans ignore it. Training algorithms don't. In live talks, keep a touch of room noise. Laughter, claps, HVAC, so your voice sample isn't perfectly clean. In podcasts, occasionally change your microphone or room so there isn't one golden sample. In video, prefer living backgrounds and small natural motion to sterile symmetry. This isn't secrecy, it's friction. Friction turns cheap fakery into expensive fakery, and most adversaries give up on expensive. There is one weak link you can strengthen today with 2 sentences. The helpful people who love you. They don't need a lecture on AI. They need one reflex. If someone asks for money or access in my name, hang up and call back using the saved number you already have for me or my office. If you can't reach me, do nothing until I confirm in writing in our chat. Share exactly that with partners, family, your assistant, and finance. To keep it fresh, rotate a trust anchor monthly. A trust anchor is a short, boring code you both know for the month. Mango 17, Snow 05, that you'll include in second channel confirmations. Freshness beats cleverness. A new dull code outperforms a clever stale one. Now let's talk about evidence capture. Quietly, before emotions make edits. If something feels off, you don't argue your way through the call. You save first, then act. Screenshot the window with the address bar and your system clock visible, so the capture is anchored in time and place. Save the voicemail audio file, not just a transcript that smooths details. Keep the full email with headers intact. Headers are the technical envelope with routing data, which support teams or investigators use to trace origins. Add one line to your incident note: who called, what they wanted, when it happened, and where you saved the file. This small chain of custody, the simple timeline of evidence capture, turns an anecdote into a record. If you later need to revoke access, freeze a payment, or report an attempt, you'll have receipts, not memories. The first big enemy you will face isn't technology, it's tempo. Impersonators try to control tempo with lures, messages designed to compress your time horizon so your brain trades verification for speed. Your antidote is choreography plus time. Choreography means you always run the same short sequence. Spot oddities, say the anchor line, change channels, start a brief hold, confirm, then act. A hold here is a default pause. 5 minutes for routine transfers, 15 for large, 30 for extraordinary, baked into your finance and IT procedures. Holds feel annoying only to attackers. Real work survives them easily. To make these ideas live inside your day, build 2 tiny habits that take seconds. First, in any conversation that can move money, access, or data, listen for synthetic cadence, that unnaturally even rhythm, and test it once with a polite overlap. Sorry, 1 second, which amount? If they never overlap you, that's a yellow light. Second, in any unscheduled video call, run one mini motion. Head right, head left. You aren't being paranoid. You are matching today's threat with today's check. Let's put it into a single, smooth scenario. The executive calls and says the deposit must go out in 10 minutes or the deal window closes. You interrupt once for an amount. The voice waits a perfect beat and then answers. You ask for a whisper. Repeat this line quietly. The consonants smear. You ask for left eye, right eye, okay, 3 fingers. There's a stutter at the edges of the hand. You drop a context pin about yesterday's review slide. The answer is generic. Your heart rate ticks up, so you shift to choreography. You say, perfect. Let's confirm in our second channel. I'll reply in 1 minute. You hang up. You ping the real executive in your internal chat with your monthly trust anchor and the amount. A real colleague replies with the anchor and either approve or hold. The moment that would have become a mistake becomes a footnote. Attempted impersonation, blocked by policy. What if the voice and the video pass your quick checks? Because sometimes they will, and the request still feels wrong. Reach for 2 safeguards you can standardize without drama. The first is role limits. No single person completes an irreversible step alone. Finance requires a co-approval above a threshold. IT requires a help desk ticket, plus a callback to the number printed on staff badges. Admins verify journalist requests only from domain emails at the outlet, not free addresses. The second safeguard is cross-verification. 2 people confirm through a third channel. If the CEO calls finance, finance pings legal in chat. If IT requests a code, the employee calls the published help desk number and quotes the trust anchor. Impersonations prey on isolation. Layers break isolation. Everything we've covered so far happens in minutes, but you can make your future simpler with 1 hour of prep. Pick the critical relationships, finance, legal, IT, your assistant, and define the second channel for each. Add the contact, test it once, agree on the default hold times for routine, large, and extraordinary actions. Write your anchor line on a sticky near your camera. I'll do this after we confirm in our second channel with today's code. Teach the habit to your inner circle. If someone claims to be you and asks for money or access, they hang up and call the save number. If they can't reach you, they do nothing until you confirm in writing. That single reflex, shared across your closest people, blocks more loss than any high-tech filter you'll buy this year. There's a final piece that keeps your nervous system from doing the wrong thing at the right time. Normalize the pause. Say out loud today that holding for 5 minutes is standard, not suspicious. Say it in onboarding. Say it in team chat at the start of the quarter. Say it to key vendors and customers. For sensitive actions, we always call you back on the number on your website. You aren't announcing paranoia. You're setting expectations so that real people expect guardrails. Attackers don't. Sometimes you'll still feel outmatched by polish. That's normal. Polished fakes are designed to feel inevitable. Counter that feeling with 1 boring sentence and 1 boring move. The sentence is, 1 channel is a story, 2 channels are a fact. The move is, switch channels and start a hold. When you do those 2 things, you buy clarity. Clarity is what beats panic. Panic writes bad emails and approves bad transfers. Clarity leaves with you at the end of the call. Let's close with homework you can finish in under a minute because muscle memory starts with small proofs. Pick 1 pairing, say, you and the CFO, you and your assistant, or you and a key partner. Agree on a short confirmation phrase and invent a dull 2-word trust anchor for this month. Test a callback right now. 1 rings, 1 answers, both repeat the anchor. 30 seconds later, you will feel a physical click of safety. Next week, when a voice sounds a little too much like yours, you won't debate authenticity. You'll read your line, switch channels, start the hold, and watch the fake run out of runway. If you want 1 last technical note for your playbook, keep these definitions close because they'll show up in help desk tickets and reports. Out-of-band verification is the shift to a second pre-agreed path, signal, corporate chat, a saved phone, before acting on a request. Liveness check is a spontaneous challenge that a pre-recorded or model-generated signal is likely to fail. A whisper line, a quick eye cover gesture, or a badge held to the camera. Synthetic cadence is that suspiciously even rhythm, clean to the point of sterile. Temporal mismatch is when audio and video cues drift. Jaw catch-ups, shadow lags, blinks that forget to arrive. Trust anchor is your rotating short confirmation code, boring on purpose. Name these things and they stop feeling mystical. They become work. You won't catch every fake with a microscope. You don't need to. You need to interrupt them. Interruptions are cheaper than investigations, faster than regrets, and kinder to your focus. Build a reflex that prefers 2 channels to 1, that prefers a 1-minute hold to a 10-minute crisis, and that prefers a whisper test to a long argument. Real colleagues pass those checks without fanfare. Fakes don't, and they rarely try twice. Take your breath and take the rule with you. 1 channel is a story, 2 channels are a fact. Say it once to your team, put it above the finance queue, stick it next to your camera. The next time a voice that sounds exactly like yours demands something right now, you'll smile through your words, shift scenes to the 2nd channel, and make the problem smaller before it ever becomes a headline.